You're watching Goal.com's mid-season review focusing on the biggest clubs in Europe. Up for discussion is Chelsea, and there's only really one place to start with this one, Matt, the manager, or interim manager, which you think says a lot, Rafa Benitez.
I think it does. I think it was a strange one, for sure, because obviously Di Matteo just won the Champions League, he won the FA Cup. I get the feeling that Abramovich never really wanted him in the first place. And at the first opportunity he got to sack him, he did. My guess is that he would like Guardiola in the long term. He probably wasn't available to take the job straight away, so he went for Rafa Benitez, someone who I think he's got a lot of respect for, and you know, had a few tussles in the Champions League over the years with his team at Liverpool. Clearly not wanted by the supporters, but certainly the majority anyway. It's going to take a monumental effort to try and turn around what their thoughts on him. So that's going to be difficult in the long run. The interim manager thing, I just think it's very strange. I think it just, you know, his authority in the dressing room straight away is diminished. I think the players look at it and think, well, it's interim manager. It doesn't really matter what we do because he'll be gone in the summer. You know, if we play well, then so what? If we don't play well, so what? Because there'll be someone else in charge come the summer. Out the Champions League, it's a huge disappointment for them. Out of touch in the title race. Well, I don't know. I still think that they could get themselves back into that. You know, Man City turned around an 8-point deficit with 6 games to go last year. So you still got to feel that with the players they've got in their squad and the quality they've got in their squad, that they could still challenge for the title. But it'd be a tall ask.
Pete, we will come to the players, but the fans' dislike of Benitez, how much of that is genuine dislike and feeling that he can't do a job, and how much of it is that's the only way they can vent their frustration at Abramovich?
Well, Murray, I do think that you're precisely right. I don't think they can boo Roman Abramovich when they go to Stamford Bridge, because he's to thank for absolutely everything that they've achieved in the past decade or so. So I do think that they're frustrated, obviously, with the fact that Roberto Di Matteo has been sacked so early. But at the same time, using Benitez as a conduit for that frustration is the only thing that the fans can do, because really they've got no cause for gripe, in my opinion, to pick on Roman Abramovich. He's the man who's brought the success to the club.
Absolutely. They were singing "We Want Our Chelsea Back." They've sung it every game since Benitez's appointment. And you wonder, which Chelsea do they want back? The one with the running track around the pitch, the one that was £80 million in debt when Abramovich bought the club in the first place. Roman Abramovich has made the modern Chelsea, so they can't argue with him. He's given them the Champions League, he's given them league titles, and this is how he runs the club. It's his club, it's his toy, it's his plaything, and he's always made that clear. He's never tried to hide it.
His goal has traditionally been the Champions League, and Di Matteo delivered that. So what manager would want to, and then subsequently lost his job, what manager would want to go somewhere where you deliver everything that's asked of you, yet you still can't keep your job?
Yeah, well, he had the dream and he got it, and it wasn't quite what he expected, because he wants to win the Champions League playing gorgeous Barcelona-esque football, which is exactly why he's been chasing Guardiola. He spoke to him in the summer before Di Matteo was appointed. Why did it take 3 weeks to appoint Roberto Di Matteo after they won the Champions League? It's because Abramovich went to Guardiola first, and he did it again before and after he sacked Di Matteo. Guardiola's having a sabbatical. He's not going to take the job before next summer. That's why Benitez is the interim manager, and Abramovich will go for Guardiola. But like you said, why would Guardiola take that job?
I can think of lots of reasons, financially anyway. You know, that's the only reason why you would say that he'd take the job, because is it a long-term project? Maybe not. You know, Abramovich has shown that regardless of success, you can still be sacked. But you're going to get an awful lot of money to take that job, and if you get sacked, you get a big payoff.
Pete, it's all very well wanting to play Barcelona style when you've got Guardiola there to orchestrate it, but you need the players on the pitch, and where are they falling short?
Well, at the moment, I think it would be no stretch to say that they're struggling to get the best form out of Fernando Torres. I know it's probably repeating the argument for the past 2 years, but I think the appointment of Benitez is probably a steer in that direction. He's obviously, they've worked together at Liverpool before, and Benitez probably got the best football out of Fernando Torres that he's ever produced during his career. So I think that in order to provide those through passes, I think Benitez's style of football will suit Torres a little bit better, and he's already hit the goal trail. But that's not to say that he will be the main man come February the 1st.
You just watch Torres now, and you just feel like he's never going to get it back, really. We've been waiting for 2 years for Torres to find the form that he showed at Liverpool, and there's just something missing, the sharpness, the pace, and that's why they want Falcao. It's 46 million, but he's a goal scorer. he's the next big thing?
I think the excuses are beginning to run out for Fernando Torres. I mean, you know, if initially it was a big fee he went for, it didn't quite happen for him. Then all the players that they brought in this summer have all been brought in to try and get the best out of him, slip those balls through down the channels. Hazard, Oscar, people like that. The quality of that three in behind with Juan Mata as well. All those players are there to try and get the best out of Fernando Torres, and yet we're still not seeing him at his very peak. He'll be looking to strengthen up front for sure. Who he gets or who he'll be able to get in January is a different question. It might have to wait until the summer. Falcao, for instance, will be the one that I would imagine he's most likely.
I'm pretty sure they'll sign Falcao. There's been a lot of groundwork done on that deal with his agent and his family and the player himself. But probably next summer now, because so much has happened that January deal's looking unlikely.
All right, thanks, guys. So we'll keep a close eye on that. For all matters Chelsea and everything football, all the latest news and analysis, go to goal.com.